Hi, this is your Professor Sudha Kolathu Parambil, Section 12.2, Test for Independence and Homogeneity. And there are three objectives in this section: interpret contingency tables, perform test for independence, and perform test for homogeneity. Do some college majors require more studying than others? This table represents the results from a survey of a sample of 1000 college freshmen and their major. So you can see their major here and the hours studying per week. So this table is called the contingency table. The contingency table relates to qualitative variables. One of the variable is called the row variable, has one category for each row of the table, and other variable is called the column variable that has one category for each column of the table. The intersection of the row and the column is called SL. The total number of individuals in this table is 1000. So 1000 is called the grand total. Now let's see how to perform the test of independence. So we are interested in determining whether the distribution of one variable differs depending on the value of the other variable. If so, the variables are dependent. If the distribution of one variable is the same for all the values of the other variable, then the variables are independent. So if the hours studied and major are independent, then the distribution of hours studied will be same for all majors, and the distribution of majors will be same for all categories of hours studied. So in order to conduct the test about the survey about the student majors and hours spent studying are independent, the null hypothesis will be hours studying and major are independent, and the alternate hypothesis will be studying hours and the major are not independent. And we'll use a chi-square statistic to test the null hypothesis, and we reject the null hypothesis. We will conclude that the variables are dependent. So from this contingency table, add all these together, we'll get the total of each row, and add all these, find the total of each column. Okay, and the probability of studying 0 to 10 hours per week is 345 divided by 1000. Probability of humanity major is, this is the total of humanity major, so probability will be 257 divided by 1000. So probability of studying 0 to 10 hours and humanity major, find that probability, multiply these two together. So in order to find the expected frequency for those who study 0 to 10 hours and are humanity majors, you will multiply these two probability and multiply by the total, grand total. So grand total times the probability of studying 0 to 10 hours times the probability of humanity major. Multiply all those together, you will get the expected frequency. So we can say the expected frequency is the row total times the column total divided by the grand total, because here these two will cancel, right? So 345, that is the row total, 257, that is the column total, and 1000, that is the grand total. So we can apply this formula. So I'm just rewriting the formula in the previous example is expected frequency is row total times column total divided by the grand total. Now let's see how to perform a test of independence. So first state the null and alternate hypothesis. Compute the row and column totals and compute the expected frequency. So this is the formula we just derived from that previous example, and choose the significance level alpha, then compute the test statistic and find the critical value from table A4 using R minus 1, C minus 1 as the degrees of freedom. R is the number of rows and C is the number of columns. And if chi-square is greater than or equal to the critical value, reject the null hypothesis. Otherwise, we do not reject the null hypothesis. Then state a conclusion. So let's look at this procedure again. First state the null and alternate hypothesis. Okay. Then find the row total and column total. Then find the expected frequency. Then choose alpha. Then find the test statistic chi-square. So find all these. Then find the critical value. So assume there are 10 rows and 5 columns. So degrees of freedom will be 9 times 4, 36, like that. Because it will be one less than of each one and multiply together. Okay. Then we will check whether chi-square is greater than or equal to the critical value. If yes, reject at 0. Otherwise, do not reject the null hypothesis. Then depends on that, you can state a conclusion. Let's look at this example performing a test of independence. First state the null and alternate hypothesis. And now compute the row and column total. Grand total is sum of these numbers or sum of these numbers. You will get the grand total. So grand total is 1000. And step 3 is compute the expected frequencies. So this table represents the expected frequencies. So let's look how we got this value. So expected frequency is row total times the column total divided by the grand total. So 345 times 257 divided by 1000. So we'll get 88.665. So same way, if you want to find the expected total in this cell, so that value correspond to this cell, and find the grand total and expected total correspond to that cell, and multiply those together and divide by the grand total. So 430 times 173 divided by the grand total. So you will get that is equal 74.390, like that. Same way, find the expected frequency for each cell. Now choose the significant level alpha, that is 0.01, and find the test statistic. So that is chi-square equals sigma O minus E whole square divided by E. So I just copied these two tables from the previous pages. So this is all observed frequencies, and this is the expected frequency. So for each one, calculate O minus E whole square divided by E. Then add everything together, then you will get the test statistic E square. So you can find that test statistic is 34.638. Now find the critical value. So we have 3 rows and 4 columns. So degrees of freedom is 3 minus 1 times 4 minus 1, that is 2 times 3, that is 6. So 6 degrees of freedom. So in table A4, degrees of freedom 6 and alpha 0.01, you will get chi-square at the significant level is equal 16.812. Then check whether the test statistic is greater than the critical value or not. If it is greater than the critical value, then we reject the null hypothesis. So this is the test statistic and this is the critical value. So if you compare that, you can see the test statistic that means chi-square is greater than the critical value. So let me write in sentence critical value. Okay, critical value, that is chi-square at 0.01, because this is 34.638 and this is 16.812. So we reject the null hypothesis. Now you can state a conclusion. So we conclude that the choice of the major and the number of hours spent studying are not independent. The number of hours that students study varies among majors. Test for homogeneity. The contingency table we have seen so far, the individuals in the table were sampled from a single population. For each individual, the value of both the row and column variables are random. In some cases, the value of one of the variables, say the row variable, are assigned by the investigator and are not random. In these cases, we consider the rows as representing the separate populations, and we are interested in testing the hypothesis that the distribution of the column variable is same for each row. This is known as the test of homogeneity. In a clinical trial, we need to compare two drugs to check the effectiveness of these drugs preventing heart attacks. So 25,620 patients were divided into 3 groups, and one group took one kind of tablet each day, other one took another tablet each day. So these are the two different type of drugs, and the third group took one tablet of each drug. So third group took both the drugs each day. The patients were followed for 56 months, and the number who suffered fatal and non-fatal heart attacks were counted. So this is fatal heart attack, non-fatal heart attack, no heart attack. Okay, so these are the 3 different groups of people. In this experiment, the patients were assigned a row category depending on which drug was administered. So only column variable is random. So So we need to test the hypothesis that the distribution of outcome is same for each row. So let's look at the method for performing this test for homogeneity. The method of homogeneity is identical to the method of performing the test of independence. So here we need to perform a test of homogeneity. So first state the null and alternate hypothesis. So the null hypothesis is distribution of outcome is same for all drug treatment, and alternate hypothesis is distribution of outcome is not same for all drug treatments. Now compute the column and row total. Then calculate the expected frequencies. So row total. If you add everything, you will get the grand total, and add the column total. Now find the expected frequency. And last column, no heart attack. So in order to find the expected frequency in each cell, we need the data from the previous page. So I'm just going to copy that here. So in order to find the value in the first cell, multiply the row total and the column total correspond to that, and divide by the grand total. Do the same procedure for the rest of the cell. So assume you want to find the value here, so that cell correspond to this one, so the row and column correspond to that, so multiply these two values and divide by the grand total. So remember, this is the observed frequency whatever in this table, and this is the expected frequency. Now in step 4, choose alpha, significant level is 0.05. Then compute the test statistic. That is chi-square, so sigma O minus E whole square divided by E. So you can use this value from this table, this value minus this one square divided by the expected value. So first one will be 598 minus 607.14 square, then 607.14. Then take the next one, 431 minus corresponding expected value 418.43 square divided by 418.43. Do the same procedure for all the cells and add everything together, and you will get 2.259. So this is the test statistic. Now find the critical value. So critical value, we need to find the degrees of freedom. So there are 3 rows, so R is 3, column, there are 3 columns, so degrees of freedom is 3 minus 1 times 3 minus 1, that is 4. So in the chi-square distribution table, look at degrees of freedom 4 and alpha correspond to the column alpha equal 0.05. Then you will get chi-square 0.05 equal 9.488. So that is the critical value. So this is the test statistic, that is this one, and critical value, that is this value. Now we need to check whether the test statistic is greater than the critical value or greater than or equal to the critical value or not. So it's not, right? Because this is smaller than the critical value. So we do not reject the null hypothesis. So now we can conclude. So step 8, we can conclude with a statement. There is no enough evidence to conclude that the distribution of outcome is different for different drug treatments. Distribution of outcomes may be same for all drug treatments. The interpretation of the test of homogeneity. If we reject the null hypothesis, we conclude that the distribution are not all the same, but we cannot tell which one are different. So in this section, you learn how to interpret the contingency tables, how to perform the test of independence, and how to perform test of homogeneity.